Good morning, Shem Stars. In previous video of chapter 18, body fluids and circulation, we discussed about circulatory pathways and human circulatory system. In this presentation, we will be talking about cardiac cycle. First of all, let's understand what is cardiac cycle. This is the series of events in one heartbeat. Each heartbeat lasts about zero point 0.8 seconds. So the cardiac cycle repeats about 70 times in 1 minute. The three stages of cardiac cycle, these are arterial systole, ventricular systole and diastole. In cardiac cycle, contraction of the ventricles is termed as systole and relaxation of the ventricle is diastole. To begin with, all the four chambers of heart are in a relaxed state. That is, they are in joint diastole. As the tricuspid and bicuspid valves are open, blood from the pulmonary veins and vena cava flows into the left and right ventricle respectively through the left and right atria. The semilunar valves are closed at this stage. The sino-arterial node now generates an action potential which stimulates both the atria to undergo a simultaneous contraction, which is known as arterial systole. This increases the flow of blood into the ventricles by about 30%. The action potential is conducted to the ventricular side by the AVN, that is arterioventricular node, and AV bundle, from where the bundle of His transmits it through the entire ventricular musculature. This causes the ventricular muscles to contract, that is ventricular systole. Contraction is systole. The atria undergoes relaxation, that is diastole, coinciding with the ventricular systole. Ventricular systole increases the ventricular pressure, causing the closure of tricuspid and bicuspid valves. As the ventricular pressure increases further, the semilunar valves guarding the pulmonary artery and the aorta are forced open, allowing the blood in the ventricles to flow through these vessels into the circulatory pathways. The ventricles now relax, that is, ventricular diastole, and the ventricular pressure falls, causing the closure of semilunar valves, which prevents the backflow of blood into the ventricles. As the ventricular pressure declines further, the tricuspid and bicuspid valves are pushed open by the pressure in the atria. The blood now once again moves freely to the ventricles. The ventricles and atria are now again in a relaxed, that is, joint diastole state as earlier. Soon the sen generates a new action potential and all the events are repeated in that sequence and the process continues. During each cardiac cycle, two prominent sounds are produced which can be easily heard through a stethoscope. The first heart sound, lub, is associated with the closure of the tricuspid and bicuspid valves, whereas the second heart sound, dub, is associated with the closure of the semilunar valves. These sounds are of clinical diagnostic significance. To check the activity of heart during a cardiac cycle, a machine is used and we call it ECG, that is electrocardiograph. It is used to obtain an electrocardiogram. So, ECG is a graphical representation of the electrical activity of the heart during a cardiac cycle. To obtain a standard ECG, a patient is connected to the machine with the three electrical leads that continuously monitor the heart activity. Each peak in the ECG is identified with a letter from P to T that corresponds to the specific electrical activity of the heart. The P wave represents the electrical excitation of the atria, which leads to the contraction of both the atria. The QRS complex represents the depolarization of the ventricles, which initiates the ventricular contraction. The contraction starts shortly after Q and marks the beginning of the systole. The T wave represents the return of the ventricles from excited to normal state. The end of the T wave marks the end of systole. By counting the number of QRS complexes that occur in a given time period, one can determine the heartbeat rate of an individual. Since the ECGs obtained from different individuals have roughly the same shape for a given lead configuration, any deviation from this shape indicates a possible abnormality or disease. So, it is of a great clinical significance. So, children, this is all about cardiac cycle and ECG. I hope you must have understood. In the next presentation, we will be talking about double circulation and regulation of cardiac activity. Thank you, Shem Stars. That's all for today. You can drop your queries on Google Classroom. Take care.